Yo, what's going on YouTube? This your boy J Rob. Please like, subscribe to my videos. Want to talk about company drivers and when it comes to retirement. Um, a lot of these jobs these days don't do pensions anymore. So that being said, a job not doing pensions is like, what do you do for retirement? Most companies that you work for are going to have a 401k. A lot of companies are going to do a match. So as they do a match, so if your company does a 3%, 6%, 8% match, you want to at least start out with a match. At least start out with the match. So if they do 3%, you put in 3%. At least that's free money they give you. So you put in 3%. And as years over time, you want to try to increase that. Don't just leave it at 3%. You know what I'm saying? Because you think about it, if you in your 40s and you say, for instance, you only have maybe $5,000 in a 401k. If you just um, allocate 3% and they put in three, that's 6% going to a 401k. I mean, you think about it. You look 25, 30 years later. I mean, how much you gonna accumulate? Not very much. So you have to. It's best to start young. If you're in your 20s, you found your dream job, and they have a match. If it's 3%, 6%, 8%, whatever the match is, at least start with the match, and over time, try to increase your money that you're putting in. Um, because, like I say, man, the way things is to this day is there are a lot of jobs with no pension. And even if you do have a pension, I advise that you should at least still be opening a 401k, Roth IRA, because at the end of the day, say for instance that business, that company that folds, and you lose your pension. Now you've worked there 20 some years and you don't have nothing. So at least, even if you're working with a company that has a pension, at least start your 401k or Roth IRA and max it out. We have to focus on the future. Can't always just worry about today. You have to focus on the future because we're not going to always be 20. We're not going to always be 30. We're not going to always be 40. So, research that I've done, I listen to a lot of podcasts, I listen to a lot of books, and it's best to start investing when you're young. A lot of people don't like to invest because they say it's a risk, it's a gamble. But you got to think about in this world, what is not a risk? What is not a gamble? Everything's a risk, everything's a gamble. Excuse me. So you got to take it. Um, everybody wants to be rich. Everybody wants to be wealthy, have money. And if you say you don't, then hey, I don't know what to say. But you have to put in that work in order to become wealthy, in order to become rich. You have to put in that work. Every rich person that I've listened to, I follow them on YouTube, maybe Instagram, TikTok, whatever platform that they have, and all of them will tell you that you have to put in work. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and a gentleman had me thinking. Like he said to the host, he told the host, he said, in this day and age, everybody should hit $1 million. He says easy, and I got to thinking like, man, you think about like $1 million, that's a lot of money. Like, But then, what he was saying, he's like, look at social media. You know, just look at social media. I mean, it's easy to make $1 million. I got to thinking, and you got to think. You get to thinking. You look at the research. It's like there are multiple ways out here to make a lot of money. So you can work your 9 to 5, You can start a side hustle, whether that's Uber Eats, DoorDash, cutting lawns, doing hair. Maybe you're good with computers, where you're making websites and web development, all this stuff. It's so much stuff to do where you can make money these days than how it was when I grew. I grew up in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? So the social media platform wasn't, it wasn't big. Look how it is now. Everything's big now. Social media, cell phones. Everything is, there shouldn't be, there's no excuse why anybody is saying they can't make any money. Because you can make money. If you have a vehicle that you're driving every day and you have no job, you can do Uber Eats, you can do DoorDash, you can do regular Uber where you're picking up people, taking them to their destination. There is no reason why folks say they can't make money. There's no reason why folks cannot get out of debt and save money. You have to do your research. A lot of us, like, once we graduate high school, it's like, hey man, I'm grown. I don't never gotta go back to studying, reading. But then you think about it, as you get older and you start listening to different people and platforms, and you look at their lifestyle, and you're like, man, I would love to live like that. And a lot of people say, well, man, only if I made X amount of money a year, I would be good. Well, I'm here to tell you, that's not true. I used to say the same thing. Only if I made 6 figures a year, I'm good. I've been there, made 6 figures in 1 year, and still find yourself broke, living paycheck to paycheck. Because what it is once you get a raise, a bump in pay, you bump your lifestyle. So when you're broke and you're making less than 6 figures, well, if you're making 30, 40 grand a year, it's a lot of stuff you can't do. A lot of stuff you have to sacrifice because you're only making a little bit of money. And if you got kids, it's even harder. It's even worse. So you're like, man, yeah, we can't go out this weekend. Oh, we can't do this. Can't buy this. Oh, we gotta wait. We gotta put this on the back burner. But when you go to making more money, you do higher lifestyle. And in a sense, I'm 41 years old, and within the last couple of years, I've done a lot of research. I've read a lot. I've listened to a lot of books. I listen to a lot of podcasts on finances. I just don't listen to music all the time. A lot of time when I'm at work, I got my earbuds in. I'm listening to multiple YouTube videos. I listen to ebooks. I listen to books. Stuff on financial literacy, because when you're growing up, the schools don't teach you about that. Schools don't teach you about finances. So I'm trying to become a better person for myself, so I can teach my kids. I teach my kids about finances all day long. We talk about money all the time because I want to drill it in their head to let them know that, hey, you have to have money out here. You have to be good with your money out here if you want to live a certain life. A lot of people are like, well, money is the rule of all evil. No, it's not. I heard a podcast, a gentleman say the other day, it's not money is the rule of all evil. It's the love of money is the rule of all evil. It's the love. You shouldn't love it. Money is a tool. You take that money and you can buy your house, buy your car, go on vacation. Take that money, pay for your kids' college, because you don't want them to take out student loans. I emphasize that very much with my kids. You want to go to college? Make sure you go to college for a good degree. Not just anything. Doctor, nurse, accounting, lawyer. You good to go. So like I said, we'll go ahead and cut the show a little bit. But like I said, man, hey, like, subscribe. And just remember, be smart with your finances, your life. do a research. Do a lot of research. Read a lot of books. If you don't like reading, listen to a lot of books. And not just listen, take heed. Take the strategies that you've learned out of that book and apply them to your lifestyle. You'll see you'll see some different stuff. I'm telling you. Me listening to books and applying it to my lifestyle, I see. As long as you put in the work, you're gonna see the progress. You're gonna see it. So just remember, you get a raise, don't raise your lifestyle. Especially when you know you got debt. You got consumer debt, loans, credit cards, car notes. No, get rid of all that stuff. Once you get rid of all that stuff, you'll realize how much more money is coming in, your household. Average car note, I think they said these days are $600-700. So imagine you get rid of that car note, $600-700 that you put in your pocket. So no, don't put it into a bank. Let's put it into the maybe S&P 500. Let's put that $600-700 in S&P 500. Maybe take that $600-700. You know what? Put it to the side and let's start a business. Let's put it to the side. Let's put it in our kids' college fund. Or let's take that $600-700. Let's put it towards the principal, our mortgage, to try to pay down our mortgage to eliminate that. So you got to be smart. Like I said, I'm not a financial, advisor. I'm just telling you the stuff that I have learned by listening to podcasts, listening to YouTube, and sitting there. Once I listen to it, I sit there and I meditate it and I think about it, what I've heard, and I implement it. And I'm like, man, this stuff actually works. You don't have to be in debt. You don't have to be in poverty. You don't have to be poor. It all takes work. Research. Do what you got to do. Everybody, have a blessed day. Like you said, keep your head up. Make sure your finances are good to go. Live life and be happy. Take it easy. Peace.